The problem says that a pen moves along x-axis. The velocity is given by 4t cube minus 24t square plus 20t, and when time t is in time, and at t is equal to 0, the tip on the pen is 3 centimeter at the right of the origin. So when t is equal to 0, x is equal to 3. So you have to find an expression of x, number 1. So this is velocity. In order to find the expression of x, we have to integrate this one. So we will do that. This will become, that's 4 t to the power 4 over 4 minus 24 t cube over 3 plus 20 t square over 2 plus c. So it's becoming t to the power 4 minus 8t cube plus 10t square plus c. That's the integration constant. Now the information we have been given is when when t is equal to 0, x is equal to 3, because 3 centimeter to the right of the origin. So this is 3, and then c is equal to this, all 3 will be. So I will just plug in this values into this equation, so we get c is equal to 3. So our x becomes t to the power 4 minus 8 times t cube plus 10t square plus 3. It's the first part done. Then it says at t is equal to 1, what feature of graph x as a function of t has. So when t is equal to 1, let's see what happens. If we plug in the value t is equal to 1, we can see that v is 4t cube minus 24t square plus 20t. So when t is equal to 1, if we plug in t is equal to 1 in v, we get, this is 4 minus 24 plus 20, so we get 0. That means at t is equal to 1, velocity is becoming 0, so it means that in terms of distance or displacement, it has achieved a maximum or minimum value. X is maxima or minima at t is equal to 1. That's what it means, because the differentiation v is equal to differentiation of x. So when v is equal to 0, that means the change of displacement is 0. That means this is either a maximum or minimum. We don't need to know that exactly. We don't have to tell that. That's what we observe here. So what we should notice here, that when v is equal to 0, that means the pen is changing direction. So it's going in one direction. At t is equal to 1, the velocity is becoming 0, and then it's coming back in the other, because the displacement has reached a maximum point or a minimum point. So that's there. Then the third one, it says the pen uses 0.5 gram of ink per centimeter traveled. How much ink is used between t is equal to 0 to t is equal to 2? So what we can see is at t is equal to 0, the distance traveled, it's given x is equal to 3, that we know. So what is the value of x when t equals to 1? We can plug in here in this equation. So I will write it again. X is equal to t to the power 4 minus 8t cube plus 10t square, 8t cube plus 10t square plus 3. So at t is equal to 1, x becomes, this is 1 minus 8 plus 10 plus 3. So that becomes 6. So what we understand is the pen goes from position 3 to, or let's say 3 centimeter to 6 centimeter in that 1 second, from 0 to 1. So this is when t is equal to 0, and this is when t is equal to 1. This is t and this is x. So this is 6. So it has traveled 3 centimeter in this 1 second. Now we have to see what happens when t equals to 2, because that's what we are interested in, how much it travels. So x here, again we plug in the value of x in this equation, this very one, the displacement equation. So 2 to the power 4 minus 8 2 cube plus 10 2 square plus 3. When we do this, we get x is equal to minus 5. That means that when t was 0, this is t is equal to 1. When t was 0, let's say it's here at this point, this is our t equals to 0. T equals to 0. X is 3. This is when x is equal to 6. And at t is equal to 2, this is minus 5. That means the pen has changed direction at this point, because at t is equal to 1 we saw the velocity is 0. That means it changed direction. That's what we understand from that v being 0. And we can see that at t is equal to 0, at t is equal to 2, it has, the position has become minus 5. That means it, after changing direction, it has traveled up to minus 5 here. So this much, from t is equal to 0 to 1, it has traveled 3 centimeter, and from 1 to 2 it has traveled this 6 centimeter. This is 0 is somewhere here. This is not drawn to scale, so this is 0 here somewhere. So it has traveled 6 centimeter so that it can achieve, it can reach at position 0 at origin, and then it has traveled to the left more 5 centimeter. So the total distance traveled is 11 centimeter, from 11 centimeter from 1 to 2 seconds. So from t 0 seconds to t 1 second it has traveled 3 centimeter, and from t 1 second to t 2 seconds, in that 1 second it has traveled 11 centimeter. So total travel is 14 centimeter. At question 3 we were asked, in the question 3 we were asked, the pen uses 0.05 gram of ink per centimeter traveled. How much ink is used between 0 to, so it has traveled 14 centimeter. So ink used is 14 times 0.05, which is 0.7 milligram. That much ink is used by the pen from 0 to 2 seconds.